Hey everybody, this is Jackie, and here are words from me to you. I wanted to respond on the video that I posted last briefly. I appreciate your comments. Thank you so much for your feedback. One person said that we have to show ourselves friendly and we need to get out there and meet somebody. Another person said we put a lot of effort into finding a job and other things, but we are passive when it comes to preparing ourselves to meet men, or for guys, women, and that we need to put in the effort. We need to keep ourselves up. We need to stay educated. Basically, we need to get a life. We need to be living life, not watching life pass us by. So I appreciate all of the input that was given. You know, 3 people, 3 different responses. The other person said that they've gone on a dating site, and if the guys were Christian, they were too religious, and then if they were spiritualists, they were too lax, and it was just challenging. So I'm not claiming to have an answer, but definitely is worth the dialogue. I know I have been single for a very long time. I shared with you before. If I was waiting on someone, then I would not participate in life. But I will take myself to the movies. I take myself out to eat. I take myself shopping. I'll take myself to a play. Just wherever I want to go, I'll go, and I enjoy it. One of the persons that replied also said that, how about getting on blackpeoplemeet.com and socialize, just get to know people, expand our social circle. And she said, who has to be married? Why is that the focus? A lot of us are not getting married. So I think that that's a great question. Why are we focusing on marriage? Because it's making us sad. I think that we should focus on socializing. And when you have that motive in mind and it's really thick and rich and real, people can feel that. So before you even get an opportunity to really allow a relationship to unfold, they feel the unspoken pressure of hooking up quickly, becoming monogamous quickly, and just kind of being locked down before you really get an opportunity to see how their mind work, go through those 4 seasons to see how they function and see if you even really want to be with them. So that's nice food for thought, and I appreciate that. The other thing I want to talk about, I was thinking about the scripture in Isaiah. It really starts with chapter 3, but I'm just going to go ahead and jump to chapter 4, verse 1. And God was talking to Jerusalem. He talked to Jerusalem because Jerusalem had turned their backs on him. And so God was telling them what's going to happen. And one part of that scripture, as you read, it talked about that many men would die. They would be unavailable, and women would be so desperate that they would, to hide their shame, that they would be begging, like 7 women would be begging one man to marry them and absolve them from their shame. That was for Jerusalem, but it just seems like it's mirroring this day. If you go back and read, you'll read a whole lot of other things that's happening that I don't feel like talking about, because I'm talking about being single. I'm talking about relationships. Yeah, so that's really interesting, and that's one of my points about why we should make sure that our life is full and rich. The flip side of that, the scripture tells us to be content where we are. So the thing that needs to be remembered is that no matter what happened to you in your life, God is in control of it. And if there is no one in it, God knows that. And necessarily, it's not because you haven't shown yourself friendly. You know, we don't know what God has planned for us, but we can continue to desire. So, yeah, make yourself the best you can be. Get focused on what brings you joy. Now, we all know that marriage is not the end all and be all of a relationship, because if you don't get to know that person, you get in that relationship, you're going to be so disappointed. Or they get in the relationship and then they realize that they really don't like you. So learn how to love yourself. Dig down in yourself and answer those questions that you don't want to answer about yourself. We got some stuff that ain't so sweet. We got a little baggage. We carrying a little baggage. You see that bag on my back? Yeah, we're carrying some baggage, and we need to know what that baggage is. And if we can shave off some pieces and parts of it, do that, so that we can be the healthiest that we can be. Understand what your emotions are all about when it's talking to you. Recognize what's going on. When you're having an emotion, it is not the person's fault. It is you. Something is going on inside of you that you need to fix. And those are those areas that it's easier to say, I don't know. Because digging down, you find out that you're disappointed. You find out that you ain't all that you thought you were. You look on other people and criticize them and hold them to such high standards. But the bottom line is, you're the one that's sick inside. You're the one that has all these druthers that nobody can live up to, and you can't either. So you shut yourself down rather than expose that thought, that feeling, that emotion inside of you, and expand yourself. Grow. I said this the last time, get over yourself. Get over yourself. None of us are all that. We're just not. We are broken people. We came into this world broken, but for the grace of God. There go we. So until Jesus comes back, we are going to have some challenges, but we can still try to authentically be the best that we can be. And I want to change directions, and I want to talk about being single during the holidays. It gets rough. Now, I'm okay. So when I'm talking about different people who have shared how they feel during holidays. Holidays don't weird me out. But sometimes, which it hasn't happened since, I moved to California, and now I'm in Florida, but when I was in the northeast part of the country, when it got cold, snowy, and gray, I was depressed. And I'm not necessarily sure if I had the sundowners. I don't know if it's a disease or whatever it is, but when the weather changes, you get depressed, and you're depressed, almost all winter. And you can't figure out what's up. You want to sleep. You don't want to go outside. You don't want to talk to anybody. You can't pull yourself up. Now, you manage to function because you got to work. But that cloud hangs over you, and that's very real. So finding things to do and then being okay with the results that you got out there, whether it was taking yourself to dinner and a movie, hanging out with your girls, dinner and a movie, if you got some male friends but they're not romantically involved, just hanging out with the testosterone. Do something other than just sitting at home and letting life pass you by. I welcome all replies and responses. I love the dialogue. Talk to you later.